So you see question 19 here. They said polynomial Px. Okay, so now they denoted our polynomial as Px as reminder 3. Reminder theorem. From here we can read when it said reminder. This is reminder theorem means equals to 3. When it divided by x plus 3 means our x value we need to substitute is x equals to negative 3. Reminder theorem. And then find the reminder when the px plus 2 divided by x plus 3. So this question is like similar to question 21 here. Similar, when they start alter the polynomial start plus or minus and then divide by the same divisor. So they are similar questions. So we are going to use this concept in order to answer. Okay, so from here we write out our form of division first. Our form of division here will be our original polynomial divide with the divisor is x plus 3. So they give us the divisor x plus 3 and then will equals to the quotient which we don't know. And then they say remainder is 3. So it will 3 over x plus 3. When I write it in sentence equation, Px will equals to x plus 3 times quotient and then plus 3. This is how we write. This is how we use our concept in chapter 1, chapter 6.1. They said find the remainder when our polynomial start plus 2. So means that this polynomial we're going to plus 2. So same as the whole equation here. So the whole equation here we're going to plus 2. Okay, so when we plus 2, we notice that only we can operate with here. So we simplify. Q equals to 5. So this is how we read our polynomial. Division still same, x plus 3. And then what's the remainder? Find the remainder. What's the remainder? So this is the remainder part. So we can read out from here. Remainder for this division will equals to the remainder is value of 5. So you can see same concept they're asking in partial. So you can, from here we can notice that the concept of writing the division, and then when it plus 2, the whole equation plus 2, and we find out the remainder is 5. So when you're doing partial, you'll notice that the format of asking is keep repeating, but changing in others values only. So we continue for part B. So for B, polynomial, we have polynomial number 1, which is x cubed polynomial. The factor here is x minus 1. Alright, so we can see keyword factor means later I have to let the equation equals to 0 when I substitute x equals to 1. So this is my keywords here. And remainder R1. Okay, equals to R1 when it divided by x plus 1. So I have to substitute x equals to negative 1. So we have one information, second information, third information come in. Another polynomial P2. It has remainder R2. Okay, so equals to R2. What is the divisor? Divisor is x minus 1. So x equals to 1. So find the value of the constant A, B. So when you see they're asking for us to finding two unknowns. So it means that we have to build up two equations related A and B only. Then only we can find out the A, B constant. So after that, only we state the zeros of P1. So if we build up the equation for this first, so from the first information, where x equals to 1 means P polynomial 1, when x equals to 1, it is a factor. So that's why we let it equals to 0. and then only we start substitute 1. So it will be 1 cube 1, then a, then minus 5b minus 7 equals to 0. So it will be a minus 5b equals to 6. First equation. So hold on first. Proceed for second information, where it's a reminder theorem when you want to substitute x equals to negative 1. So polynomial 1, substitute x negative 1, then reminder is R1. So we substitute 1, negative 1 into the P1. So that will be our R1. So we will hold on first because we don't know what is our R1. We have only relationship R1 plus R2 is equals to 5. So we have to use the third information given here, where P2, polynomial 2, we have reminder R2 divided by x minus 1. So x is 1, reminder is R2. So substitute 1 into this polynomial. So we have three equations. So three equations, but I want to find our unknown is AB. So means when you have unknown AB, only involve two equations already enough. But that two equation must have AB. So this equation already done, already in the form. And then, but this equation haven't. So that's why they said R1 plus R2 equals to 1, equals to 5. So R1 plus R2 equals to 5 means we have to substitute this R1 equation and this R2 equation, which is equals to 5, then only we can get second simultaneous equation involve AB. Okay, so we start adding them together, R1 plus R2. So add it together, negative 1 plus 1 finish 0, A plus negative A also 0, and then B, 5B plus B gets 6B, negative 7 plus 6 get negative 1 equals to 5. So we can get 6b equals to 6. Yes, we solved one of it already. Then we substitute our b equals to 1 into equation 1. So a will get 11. So a is 11, b is 1. Therefore, our polynomial 1, it will be complete with the numbers x cubed. A is 11, b is 1. So from here, like usual, applying our factor theorem. This is our concept of applying our factor theorem. And then this is our concept applying reminder theorem. And then we can get to the equation, get off these three equations. And we can start solving our simultaneous equation and substitute here to get AB. Then we done our first task in this question B. Hence, we obtain the zeros. When you want to obtain the zeros means it will be obtained from the factorization. So we can see our P1 here, one of the factor is x minus 1. So we divide by this factor, we can get others, the two factors. What is that? So now we proceed. I will take this polynomial x cubed divide by one of its factor. So it said just now its factor is x minus 1. So bila kita divide salah satu factor, kita akan dapat factors yang lain. So how we do this long division? What should we put here? We see x cubed. How we obtain x cubed? We can do x cubed divided by x. We need x squared. Then we expand that. We multiply back. So multiply to the 1 here. Negative. Continue our division. So minus, it will become 12x squared. So bring down this remainder. And then again repeat. So what do we need? We need a 12. So I need a 12 and an x here. So that 12x times x, I get to eliminate 12x squared. Expand to the following terms. And we minus, we will get 7x minus 7. And then we do a 7, need a 7. So factorize. When we have a factor, remember your division should be 0. If you're doing your factor division, but here got reminder, means something wrong in your long division here. So from your long division here, we can get our polynomial writing in the form of your division is this and your quotient is this. Your another factor is this. Then no more reminder. So factorize it completely before we get to the 0. So quadratic, we can do our factorization straight away. Can we factorize this? You can try pressing calculator. Can we factorize this? I think cannot factorize, right? Because we got a decimal. We got a decimal. When we put A equals to 1, B equals to 12, C equals to 7, we get decimal value, so we cannot factorize it. So how we going to solve it? We'll use formula. Okay, because we want to find, we are not going to factorize, we want to find out zeros. Means what? Find out what is the value. What's the x value? What's the x value here? So when this is, obviously this is x equals to 1. So what is the x value here? So for quadratic, how we find out our x value? We can use our formula since factorize cannot be used here. So we can use our formula negative b plus minus and then b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So we can get two answer here. We can get our decimal, or we can let it insert number. We already learned insert number, so we can accept it insert number. So this is our roots. This is our roots. When we x equals to something, we call it roots. But the question asks us to put in 0, so grammarly we have to answer it correctly. The zeros are value only. We don't take the x, value 1. And then value negative 6 plus minus square root 2. So this is what we call zeros. And this is what we call roots. So different terms in mathematics. So from here, that will be our concept when we're doing long division to get out the quadratic here. And then we find out our roots before we go into zeros. We find out our roots before we go into zero. So this is how we get our 9 marks.